starting that sweet recording. Sweet recordionado. And we'll go right in to the recap. Last we left off, our brave adventurers fought off the aggressive Zorn. And we got that nice, sweet moment of character reveal and development. And where we left off with our dear cowboy about to serenade us with that good lore. We go to Samson.
Don't worry, everyone. I'm fine. Hey, let's carve this thing out. Let's see if we can find any rocks. And then I want to try and tear at the Zorn with my short sword. See if I could get into like its little digestive pit.
Like you're just gonna go at it from the side of the Zorn?
I'm just gonna try and like gut it.
What's your projector?
I guess I'll start from the mouth.
Excellent choice.
Like from the inside out.
Yeah, I would say excellent choice, because we've established its outside is very resistant to slashing.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I imagine this thing's hide feels like an avocado. Not like the flesh of an avocado, like the outside.
I would say less like an avocado and more like smooth
an
rock.
Avocado. A what?
More like
a rock?
Smooth rock. You know, like I can't think of it.
A rock on a riverbed. Those are usually fairly smooth.
Oh yeah, like those rocks that have just been weathered so much by the river that they're just the like smoothest thing.
Yeah, but like those darker rocks kind of have that sleek, bumpy texture. Again, you are kind of right. Kind of like an avocado, but colder and harder.
A frozen avocado.
I'm so glad for this clarification that I absolutely understand. It has made perfect sense.
Yeah, basically kind of like an avocado, but also not at all like an avocado.
And kind of like a rock, but a bumpy rock that's similar to an avocado. But not.
I'm like this, but I also like that. I am complicated.
Like this. Like that.
I am so quirky.
Like this. Like that.
Anyway,
Okay,
side
fine.
tangent aside, while Samson starts to do whatever he does, Nim asks, so, should we, like, not get close if that happens again?
If what happens again?
Whatever just happened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Zone of truth. Zone of truth.
Does it only happen when you're hurt?
I don't know what
Dead
you're talking
silence.
I don't know what you're talking about.
about. I don't know what you're talking about, Nim.
It seems his short.
Oh, let me remind you! And then she casts Minor Illusion and shows you.
I'm not looking.
No, so, alright, let me show you.
Just
She cast it on the body, so have fun with that.
I'm just gonna like wave it away.
That's not how that works.
It is with my armor that's anti-magic.
you just start rubbing.
Nerd.
You just start
Yeah,
rubbing
I
your
just start rubbing
chest
my
on
forehead.
it.
I just start rubbing my forearm like through the illusion. Because it's
Like
on
a
his
racer.
bracers too.
He is right. He's absolutely 100% right. He just like dry erase sports the image away.
Just
Nim uses geyser. I'm kidding.
erase,
Samson uses gun.
erase this, you
Petty
filthy
revenge.
casual.
I block it with my armor.
He is again right. It would kind of just evaporate as it's touching you. Just yeah, no, we get the dry erase.
mean, it's a cantrip, and I'm gonna do this all day.
Well, you stop trying to show me your funny picture. If you're gonna help, then help, and if you're not, just get back on Lily.
I don't know how to carve those.
You seem to do a really good job the last time you carved something.
Whole
Me
different
neither.
creature.
You didn't fucking carve it, you just dressed it.
Yeah, me
Whole different
neither.
creature.
And I ain't gonna figure it out if you're gonna keep distracting me.
Where's Hyala in this whole debacle?
Standing there listening.
Ah, yes.
Judging.
Yeah, something like that.
Silently judging. So you start trying to carve from the inside out?
Yeah.
And what was the roll we used? I want to say sleight of hand for carvings.
I'll definitely say yes.
Of course you'll say yes, but try and answer honestly. Don't just
No,
answer
that
because
is what
you...
we've been using.
Okay, thank you.
I know we've been using it for cooking. I don't know about...
No,
Man,
we've also
it
been
would
using
be
it.
so much easier to scroll up. Someone
It's
didn't
been-
roll for doomsday damage.
I like rolling for doomsday.
So,
damage.
what we've used so far is one time, I believe Hyala used survival, but every other time it's been sleight of hand.
Bro, what the hell is the rhino?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, what the hell is the rhino?
Don't worry about it. Stop scrolling up.
You have to fact check. You have to fact.
Then just scroll by it and don't worry about it.
Maybe if it didn't take like 40 scrolls.
There was a reason why it takes 40 scrolls. It's to stop questions like that.
Well,
It's just gonna make questions like that.
you know
I
what?
think
Where's you? Yeah, you're really not good at stopping the questions.
Yes, I am.
You're about as good at stopping as GameStop.
Well, yes, I am.
They are very bad at stopping the games.
Well,
Oop.
that would be good if they had that same kind of say for their stocks. But they don't.
Well, yeah, they're not stop.
Stop.
Power to the stalkers.
Woo.
Yeah, Nim had to roll a sleight of hand. She got that dirty 20, so.
So anyway, what do you want to do? You want to try and take like a cake slice out of this, or you want to try and just saw it in half and open it up?
I mean, like, I mean, like, open up half of it and kind of just like, you know, like open it like a binder.
Right. You want to just book this. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're gonna go in between the legs rather than try and go through it.
Yeah.
So you get it 15. You get through it. You have a little bit of trouble on these bones. It's like... This is probably the weirdest thing you've ever carved into, because it's very much a living creature, but on the same time, just about everything could easily
It's a
be
rock.
described to you as, yeah, this is meat, but also it's more like a rock than meat. Which is just weirding you out, because I don't think Samson's ever come across an elemental anything before.
Oh no.
So, like, while everything does look like creature organs and skin, some qualities of everything always just point back to it's rock.
This is a weird rock thing.
Yeah, the muscles move like meat, but to the touch they feel hard and cold, much like a rock would. And yet they bend like flesh. The bones crack, but they don't so much as crack when you cut through them like, well, bone might, but they kind of cleave like slate would when they break. So you have some difficulty getting into it, and even the smell doesn't smell like intestines. You get that very earthy, like moist dirt, wet stone, little bit metallic kind of smell, and you're just left with a plethora of different organs hanging around. Most of this thing's inside is just a gaping maw, but you see, like, a complex circulatory system that has,
He
like...
does not appreciate.
What?
That he does not appreciate as Samson wants the stone.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go for like what is obviously like its digestive tract.
Yeah, you get to this complex like sack that sits at the bottom of the gaping pit that is a mouth that takes up a good 60% of the top portion of the body, and it feels very heavy. And as you move it, you just hear like things clicking around in there. So
I got a rock.
I got
It's
a
not a boulder.
I got
it's
a-
a rock.
I got a jar. I got a jar of rocks. So yeah, no, you want to try and cut into that?
Yeah, well, not like cut into it, but I guess like remove the gut away from it. You know what I mean?
So that way when you cut into it, it doesn't just fall back in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're gonna try and take out this sack, as it were, which the bottom
Yeah.
of the sack is very much just like closed.
Well, like, does it have an opening?
It has an opening out where it meets the mouth section, but other than that, there's no like secondary opening. Which I suppose you confirm that question that you had from Lawrence and Old Joe, which is, do they poop? And from everything you see, there is no exit. It's just a sack in the bottom.
Well, all right then. What's in the sack, Jack?
You can roll me another sleight of hand to get through the membrane, and you can roll me a fate.
So, while this is happening...
27 and nat 1.
Yeah.
My nat one's still pretty good though.
Yes.
While this is
Alright.
happening, Nim is poking the body with Mage Hand.
Oh no!
Oof.
Alright. So, you slice down. You decide you get a little bit of your sword into the membrane, and then you just decide to slice straight down. But while you do so, you just hear a hissing sound, and as you cut through it, the bag just breaks open because you cut too far, and the sand just starts boiling with the inner juices of this sack, and you see the stones pour out, some glittering, some less glittering, but you quickly take a step back because, well, this thing was filled with a very caustic digestive fluid.
Can I use Mage Hand to grab the stones?
I suppose if you're gonna just immediately start grabbing at them.
Yeah. I walked over. Actually, I can do this.
Wait, would it be better if she just sprayed it with water?
I
To,
would
like,
think
dilute it?
instead of just rapidly grabbing.
Yeah, just like
I can
dilute
do
it
both.
so it doesn't burn the rocks.
Yeah.
Yes, because stomach acid they've been sitting in this whole time is suddenly gonna damage them.
Yeah, it is because I rolled a 1, nerd.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I tried hard not to, but like.
Alright, Nim will use stream and pour it on the sand.
So you clean off these rocks, and you see at least 3 good stones of a moderately small size, perfectly rounded, and they shine like with an iris-like pattern. You'd almost be tempted to call them eyes if they weren't very clearly minerals, but the rest of the rocks have definitely been in that stomach for a bit too long. They're a bit weathered and worn. But they should fetch a fair price to any jeweler. You know.
Yoink.
So you get a various collection of maybe 10 fairly large minerals. But the real prize, you would say just by looking at them, are these 10 almost pearl-like eye-patterned jewels of a mineral you haven't been able to identify yet.
Do they have any magic properties?
You could do an Arcana check on all the rocks or just the pearls, up to you.
Hmm.
Do them
Uh,
all.
Is So wait, where's the acid?
It's been washed into the sand, but you can easily see that the sand where it was, it started just melting and fusing the sand together.
Cool.
Oh yeah, it's caustic. Which,
I think...
to be fair, would have been probably very challenging for you to collect it at all, because if sand is made out of a large component of... If glass is made out of a large component of sand, and this melted sand, well, 1 and 1 does make 2.
Well, I guess I'll just have to find something it won't burn through.
What are you talking about?
gemstones.
We have... Huh?
Just make it out of the gemstones.
Yeah. So what Nim did was, like, she used mage hand and, like, separated them out.
After they were washed.
Yeah. No reason to touch them.
Yeah, no reason to melt your fingers off.
Okay, so can I do, like, separate checks, like, on the pearls and big stones and whatever?
Yeah, what's that first arcana gonna be for?
I'll say that one's for the pearls.
You do a check of the pearls and you feel a little bit magic energy, but your concentration's not quite there. So you feel that there is some kind of magical presence, but, you know, you're distracted.
Alright.
By what, that's up to you. What?
I know there's, like, the big stones, but what other stones did you say?
I believe I said there was the 3 different colored pearls, we'll call them for now, and then there was other slivers and shards of various other minerals that have just been eaten to shit.
Okay. Well, what shade of pearls?
Shade? Well, we'll say for ease that they're primaries. There's a red, there's a blue, and what's the other primary? Green? I don't know.
That physically hurt me.
Okay, well, I never claimed to be an artist. Does one of the artists want to, like, correct me?
No.
You're not an artist.
Oh, I know.
Man, my coffee tastes
But I
good.
answered first.
Alright, well, I misheard. I thought you said there were more stones. So if
Oh.
the pearls are colored, I'll start with, like, the red ones.
It's red,
That'll
blue,
be
and
for the
yellow,
red.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
And then I'll go for the green.
What's that for it in here?
The green.
The yellow one. I
Close
don't know my
enough.
primaries. Or I forgot my
Yellow.
primaries. So you have that one and you check it, and with a little more focus, you do feel a bit of a pulsation coming from it.
Mhm.
Almost as if, not quite, but it's rhythmic. You would say almost like a heartbeat, but not with the, like, double thump. Just like a single thum, 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 thum. Very stable,
Very-
very rhythmic.
The last color of pearls.
Is that for the red and blue? Or is that for one of the two? Because you keep changing.
Well, I started with the red. I thought
you started with the yellow! You
No,
started
the
with
first one was the red, the second was yellow, and this one's the blue.
It doesn't really change anything because you still rolled an 11. The next
Yeah.
one that you check, whatever color you decide is, you get much of the same thing. It's not synced up with the other one, but it's still the same, you know.
Alrighty. And then
Alright.
now we're gonna
We're on-
check the big.
We're on our
Big
way
one.
to making an arcane drum machine.
That's a lot of 20s.
Yeah, just roll better.
Only one of them you
I
actually
wasn't
got.
listening. This is for, like, the iris stones. What does Nim know?
So we can assume that on the last one, you start to get a little more intrigued. And as you focus more on the last one, you confirm earlier suspicions that, albeit you're holding a gem, it does give you that, like, arcane feeling of it's not just a magical pulse, it's almost like a life. Just the faintest little, like, thumping of life coming from this pearl.
It's alive, kill it.
I'm
Are these eggs? Don't tell me these are eggs.
Huh?
They lay their whatever as gemstones for some reason. Be freaky.
I mean, you could make an Arcana check on the Zorn and see if you feel something similar.
I don't
Alright,
think
sure.
it'll have a heartbeat much anymore.
Oh, it won't have a heartbeat, but it'll still have magical essence.
Can we make a gemstone omelet?
Ooh, Samson's down for making a gem omelet. A gemlet, as you would.
Careful, Prin might hoard it. You know those dragons and their lust for gems. Anyway, so you direct your attention to the corpse of the Zorn, and a similar feeling to when you had the Hydra scale in hand. It's fading. Not nearly as quickly, but you can tell that the energies radiating from what's left of the Zorn are far different than what's in your hands. Or in your mage hand. I don't know if you transferred them.
Well,
so you do not get the impression that these are Zorn eggs. Or
but
related.
you know what impression you do get?
What?
What?
These are mine. I'm gonna take them all.
So, Nim is actually holding the one she was looking at, and relays to the party that for some reason, some of these have, you said heartbeats, right?
Yeah,
A
as
heartbeat,
close
like...
as you can get to a heartbeat. It's very rhythmic.
Yeah, Nim's like, for some reason these are kind of like,
Pulsating
they have
would be a good
heartbeats, but they're
adjective.
faint.
Heartbeat?
Yeah, I don't know, but they're like magic heartbeats for some reason, so I'm gonna continue to look at, like, the 4 she has in her hand.
At that, Celeste kind of looks up from her book her journal, the giant tome she carries everywhere.
Big nerd book.
She just starts, like, reaching a hand out and doing, like, the gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah, sure.
You pass
And
one
we'll
off?
walk over with the 4 she has.
3. So yeah, you can nerd out with Celeste over those. Kiala, you want to do anything with the corpse?
The corpse? Not particularly.
Fair.
It's a big rocky mass, and Samson already tore open its stomach lining.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Can't imagine there's much more to do.
You could use its teeth for arrows.
I have arrows.
It's not a beast or a monstrosity. She's not interested.
Well, no, it's just that it's not made of anything edible.
So, Kiala doesn't care.
If she can't eat it, or it's not a favored creature, she's uninterested.
Ooh.
This is quickly turning into what's that anime?
Toriko?
Yeah, I knew it started with a T. It's just turning into Toriko.
Well, I guess that's all. Guess that's all we're gonna get from this thing. All right, let's get going.
And Prin just sits there and goes, "Finally."
I assume that Nim and Celeste are, like, checking the magic properties of these stones.
Yeah, you both are. You've managed to pull her from her tome and put her attention towards your doings.
Cool.
Also, before we like head off, I'm just gonna be like, Celeste, hey Celeste, do you think you could spot Lily for a bit? I think she got hurt in that attack.
And Celeste just looks up at you and then looks at the gems and just looks at you like, do I have to?
Kind of, yeah.
Does she have to, Samsoni?
Yes.
And she just sighs and, what do you mean by spot? You mean just, like, healer?
Healer. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you do the character sheet stuff for that.
And so, after healing Lily, the party continues forth on their desert adventure.
Yeah, that.
Desert adventure.
The vendor.
The
I'm not
Avengers.
even in the desert yet.
So, since I can't look for cacti anymore because someone's fucking blind,
You wrecked, nerd.
can I look for fruit of some sort? I don't know of any other fruit that grows in the desert. I just want there to be.
Coconuts.
My brain is seizing. Can we do the Lily thing first?
Sure.
Fine.
Except the lily.
Do a two of you. All right, for 8 healing.
8 healing? Alright.
Yeah.
Remember that number for me.
I shouldn't have to. Just scroll up. Simple.
Oh, yeah, I could see it. Well, I don't have to scroll up. It's right there.
Just scroll up.
There's not a particular mass of numbers. So any y'all doing while you're traveling? Also, what day are you on? I can't remember.
Specifically not talking. What I'm doing.
Come on, man.
You said last session that 4 days, halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's still today.
Yeah.
But I assume it's later in the day now, so
Yeah,
like, we
you're like on
probably-
the 4th day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow would be the 5th.
Yes. I think we're just chilling, camping out.
Nim's doing Arcana stuff with Celeste.
Yeah. I have to get my calculator up because I don't know how to add.
How long would that take to, like, reveal something about them?
I could figure one of you could roll an Arcana, and I guess you could help her get advantage on it, or you could both roll an Arcana and do a combined joint effort.
I mean, if they're gonna be rolling Arcana checks until they figure something out.
Who has the higher modifier? What's the less modifier for Arcana?
Also, quick question.
7.
Okay, Celeste has the higher modifier, so I will assist Celeste.
Also, Lily is still missing 7 points of health. That did not top her off.
I figured as much.
I don't
surely.
know if sleep would rejuvenate that, because I don't remember how many points you get back on sleeping.
It's usually for long sleep, it's usually like full.
Yeah, I think long rest just fully restores you, and then short rest you like roll for it or something, right?
Damn,
Yeah.
that's busted.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Break a bone in combat. Just take a nap, bro.
Oh no. Well, see, that heals your health points. Like broken bones and stuff need to be healed with like a medicine check, and
Is
usually
that
a
what
lot of
happened?
time.
Did Lily break a bone?
Well, her outer exoskeleton on her foot's been cracked and chipped
Something
up.
that we need to fix is what I'm asking.
You might want to try and, like, bandage it.
I mean, like
I'm
therapist
assuming
will
you
go
haven't
back, right?
started... I mean, it can, but it's also her foot.
I mean, like I'd assume like the healing might have jump started it.
Yeah, we can call it easy. But yeah, she's a little uncomfy walking. But she's a trooper. She's a trooper.
She's a baby.
She does it all for Daddy Samson.
Baby.
The papa of animals.
So, what does that Arcana check get us?
Just from Celeste alone?
No, well, advantage wouldn't help with this. And I was gonna help, or do you want me to also roll?
You could roll if you want. You could add on to her number.
Alright, sure. I rolled 2 20s, that was the problem.
Yes, you get a nat 1, a whole lot of fucking hell. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a skill check. You still add 6, so I'll say add 6. Now I gotta attempt to math. That's 24, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. My ability to count is astonishing.
Yes.
Real impressive. Hey, leave me alone.
Yes. Yes.
Shut up!
No.
Sam, well, I'm not gonna say that. You'll fucking run to the winds with it. Not even going to. Bitch ass. Yeah, no, so you get a 24, and Celeste very much agrees with you. She gets the impression that it's very much like a heartbeat, but for what creature, or a creature at all, you have no beginning idea.
So we learned nothing.
Well, you learn that you're definitely correct about everything you've had, but without proper equipment or a laboratory, you're pretty much on hypotheses and rough confirmations. You've learned that you're not mistaken, and that is, in fact, something.
You know what this means? We gotta lick it.
I won't
Alright, who
stop
has the highest constitution?
I won't stop you. You can lick any crystal you want.
Alright, that's Prin. Prin licks it.
Definitely be a contest of persuasion.
Hey, Prin, how does this stone taste?
Prin, you said you could eat rocks, right? Tell us about this rock.
Prin just stares. He's like, I'm not eating that rock. It's not happening. Ha ha, very funny, and not doing it.
Nim whispers to Celeste, if we really wanted to, we can just sneak it in his dinner.
That'd be real easy. I don't think he pays attention much.
So, yes. I don't know quite what to do with that, but sure, I guess you could sneak a whole ass fucking gem in his dinner. It's not a small gem by any means. You know, I would say it's about 3 inches in diameter.
I don't want Prin to choke.
I was just about to say, it's like a dog. I'll just wrap it up in meat and he'll never know. cover it in peanut butter, it's good to go.
Be like, Prin, you've worked so hard today. You get the biggest slice of meat.
Doesn't even bother chewing, it's just like...
Yikes.
Just eats
And
this
then
whole
Prin
ass-
chokes because he didn't chew. And he's not a lizard.
Oh my god.
He's not?
You said that, and all I saw was that gif of Squidward choking on the fork. Oh my god, the shit we come up with. Oh. So, you said you wanted to look for more fruit?
Yeah.
Hey, Samson, you want to help her with that? See if you can help her find some fruit?
Hell yeah, let's go!
As long
I
as it's
swear to
not
God,
drugs again.
I looked down and I saw that red 6 and I thought that was...
Oh, damn it!
Oh man.
Can I get disadvantage of it?
No!
You really want to just erase fruit from Zanzibar?
It's just like you see Samson's like a line of sight just peer over the horizon, and as it does, things are just being erased. Yeah.
Yeah, as he just looks over the horizon, you see things popping out of view. Things are disappearing from the render. It's like you're turning the graphic settings down.
Exactly.
When you turn the field of view off.
Do I find any fruit?
You see some very prickly looking berries along the way on these thorny ass bushes.
Nim picks them with mage hand.
Okay.
I'll slow Lily down so that Nim can pick it, like, faster. Or, like, without having to rush.
Just
Cool.
imagining, like, Star Platinum speed grabbing these berries with the mage hand.
Alright, how many berries does Nim get?
I see you get 20 berries of these particularly hard, husk-like berries. They may be tasty. You don't know.
It might be poisonous.
He makes a fair point. They could be poisonous.
They could be, which means they're either going on our arrows.
Or in our stomachs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do a check to see if they're poisonous without eating them.
Nature check?
Yeah.
You don't know jack shit.
Nim asked Hyala, "Hey, Hyala, do you think these berries are poisonous?"
You could roll a nature check, Yala, but since you know little to nothing of savannas or deserts, I'd say it's a disadvantage.
I mean, technically, desert is one of my terrain thingies.
Is
Your
it?
favorite terrains?
Mm-hmm.
Then
It's
never
not
mind.
called that, but yeah.
Then
Yeah, I made it desert because why not?
Yeah. Little did you know at the time that you'd be going into a desert. Well, you're in a savannah, but I'll say it's close enough. You get a neutral check. Neutral, because it's not exactly desert. You examine the berry, and from what you could tell, it doesn't seem like it's poisonous, given the fact that it's pretty much covered in barbs, and the outside layers really husk-like. You can't imagine that these things are going to be very tasty, but, you know, it's the desert. So far, you haven't exactly found anything that screams delicious at you.
She'll pop one in her mouth.
Do you at least take the spikes off first, or you just pop this, tack right in your mouth?
I mean, are they like what kind of spike? Like, are they prominent and do they look pick-offable?
I'm trying to think of...
Are
If
they
it's like,
is
if it's
there
like
like
the
a bunch
outside
of
of a
them?
leaf,
Like-
you should just eat it. But if it's like, if it looks like it's actively going to tear her mouth to shreds, she will remove them.
How broken glass-like are these?
I'm trying to think.
I think I
know-
found an image.
Eddie, they're kind of around here. Some people have trees like them. Have you ever seen those, like, berries that hang...
Chestnuts?
Like that?
I don't know, let me see. I'm not a horticulturist. I don't have...
Oh, gooseberries are so gross.
I would not say like that. What are they? Are they chestnuts?
Those are eastern prickly gooseberries.
No, not those.
Yeah, they kind of look like the husk of a chestnut. That's what I was thinking of.
Ugh.
So, is it as poisonous as chestnuts are? Because those require a lot of prep.
No, they're not really poisonous. They're just prickly like chestnut husks.
Okay.
So you crack it open and to try and get at the fruit inside,
Yeah.
and then you pop that in your mouth.
Mhm.
Hold on, I gotta get back to my tab. There we go. So as you pop it in your mouth, it isn't the best tasting. It's pretty bitter, not very juicy. It's kind of dry. It's certainly edible, but you know, depending on how you like bitter things, it's either more or less enjoyable to you.
Mm.
How is it?
Well, it's more like a seed than fruit.
I was gonna laugh so hard if you said, you should try one.
I was planning on it, actually.
I was actually just imagining her sit there, look at him, and just go like, bleh. Just let it roll off her tongue onto Lily. Nah.
She ain't gonna spit out food, man. We've established this.
Wait, we've double established this. She'll straight up just ask food to be cleaned off like a raccoon. The patron of waste not, want not.
She will murder you if you spit your food on the floor. Just a
Well,
little bit.
She'll want to.
Yeah. Attempted homicide.
I can't remember what your
Well,
response
how's
to
it
Samson
taste?
was. Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say?
He's
Well,
asked.
how does it taste?
Yeah, how does it taste?
She tries to think of something that she's has a similar taste.
Like disappointment.
No, like an actual food. She's trying to be useful.
My mom hates it when I explain that her coffee tastes as bitter as an old man going through his third divorce.
What if that man isn't bitter about it?
He might not be, but his coffee sure is.
I was about to say that description was surprisingly helpful, and then you followed it up with that and went back to being useless.
Well, Nim's not the one tasting it, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, Nim's irrelevant.
As always.
I can't think of anything she would have had that would have been like the level of bitter. If you want to like help me out there.
I mean, you could literally make up something from Katma.
What about just unripe berries? Those are usually really bitter.
Well, those are more sour than bitter.
Yeah.
I didn't imagine this being sour.
I'd imagine
So-
it being like, if you've ever been dumb enough to eat an acorn, I'd say about half as bitter as that.
Well, you're supposed to boil an acorn before you eat it. I actually looked it up. You can't eat acorns. You're
Yes,
supposed to
you
boil
can
them.
eat acorns, but I specifically said dumb enough to eat an acorn, which gives an inkling to the fact that I've done this before, and they taste like soap. Not good soap, like soap. That kind of bitter.
Ooh, they
What
taste
about
like-
horseradish?
Alright, they taste like cilantro.
Yeah, sure. The Katma equivalent of cilantro.
Cold cilantro.
Ice leaf. They taste
And
like.
how does it
It's just an herb called snowfall, and she's just like, yeah, it tastes like snowfall. It's like, what?
Huh?
I only recently learned what snow is.
Yeah, she'll say it tastes like snowfall.
The Samson.
It tastes like Oh, oh.
Yes. It's an herb that comes up in the spring.
Oh, I thought you were about to man, it tastes like the snow when it falls. Yeah.
No, that just tastes like water.
Oh yeah, that's right. Snow's made of water.
She just kind of nods slowly.
Well, the biggest revelations happen in Trials of Zanzibar.
And that's the only revelation you're getting out of me.
We're an educational program now.
Yeah, PBS, when are you gonna pick us?
I wasn't allowed to swear.
Yeah, come on, PBS, when are you picking us up? We're the next Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Come on, you see it.
Yeah, because I totally haven't dropped the F-bomb like 3 times.
Mrs. Hyala's neighborhood. Everyone's dead.
Mrs. Yala's Neighborhood, and they go to the land of fantasy, and there's just Muppet Samson cruising, sitting by a saloon. How did I?
I just imagine it's just like Hyala sitting in like a chair, just be like, "Hi there, neighbor," and like it just zooms out, and there's not a single other person in the neighborhood.
It's mighty quiet today, just the way I like it.
I wonder where all the neighbors have gone.
Polishing my bow as
Jesus!
I go.
Oh, shit! Oh!
I wonder where the neighbors are.
And just a sly grin, and then fade to black.
Won't you be my?
It's okay, neighbor. We don't need that.
I'm now taking applications for my new neighbor.
The only thing we need, neighbors, is a Kuno. As she just pulls Kuno out from like somewhere and it's a little.
I thought you were going to say out of a hat.
like she just reaches into the closet and pulls Kuno out, and Kuno's just like, "Yay! This is all you need, neighbor. You don't need friends. You don't need family. Only Kuno." It just starts fading into Kuno. We're zooming in rather. Come on, little Kuno. Let's go to the land of make-believe. Yay! Can't wait for this spin-off series. Anyway, so, yeah, Samson don't know what snowfall is. Hyala tried to be helpful. Does Samson decide to eat one of these?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your reaction follows suit.
I mean, I think Samson likes bitter things.
I would imagine the way he drinks.
Yeah.
It's like just chewing raw coffee beans.
Yeah. So it's like, Samson's like,
Except with less of the flavor.
Yeah.
These are pretty good. Nim, you see any more of these on the way, you be sure to pick them.
It's funny because you're the one who saw it in the first place.
Well, I'll see. If I see any more on the way, then you be sure to pick them.
Alright.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you've got 18 now, because each of them 8. So, if you collect any more, just add it to that. Still examining the jewels, or... That didn't sound quite right. Still examining your pearls?
Phrasing. Also doesn't sound right. Phrasing. Shiny rock.
Yeah.
Still up?
Nim would probably go back to examining them with Celeste.
Fair enough. So that's what you're doing. Does Hyala go on to do anything interesting?
She'll sharpen her weapons.
And Samson is
Directing Lily.
fair enough. Anybody got anything of interest they want to do?
Look for berries.
Samson wants to tell us all about his weird reactions to blood.
That is not true. Samson wants berries. He wants to make a wine out of it.
You're gonna make a wine out of that?
Yeah. It'll be a wine he'll actually want to drink.
We need yeast.
I wonder if we could get a starter, because if they make their own wine here, they definitely have one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Things you guys come up with, I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
mean,
because they have alcohol, and you have to have a starter, and people are so picky about things. Like,
yeah,
I
like
think
So here's the thing: is if they weren't willing to give me their empty bottles, because you said they reuse them, they have to be stocking them with alcohol from somewhere.
yeah.
And I doubt it's all imported,
You've
because then they wouldn't be giving that shit out for free.
You fucking got me. That's incredible logic. You've got me tied.
So
It wouldn't be too hard, especially to get a bit of their starter, like our own.
in fact, I imagine those Zanzibaris we have, there's probably someone in the north makes something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Wine tour.
I
mean,
know
yeah,
it's gonna take this quite a while to ferment that. It's not like
We have time.
Yeah, we have nothing but time.
Unless you
oh, unless we do that. Let's not do that, guys.
You know what? You're right. I think I'm going to avoid that course of action.
It's like the things that happen every session. Phrasing, I have a stroke, something funny with Nim, Hyala tries to kill something. Those are like the 4 things that happen every session. It's
No,
like
Yala
a
doesn't
list.
try to
Four
kill
horsemen
anything.
of
Yala
Zanzibar.
does kill things.
True.
Hyala considers ending someone's life.
Or something.
And sometimes it happens.
Or some, like, physical manifestation of a force.
No, Hyala at no point wanted to kill Death.
I don't believe you.
I feel like that's a Jade question.
It would have been the easiest
Just
way
wants to
for
avoid
Death
it.
to no longer be around.
So, are we looking for berries or trying to convince Samson to open up?
That's a question for
Berries,
you two.
berries, berries!
We can do both.
Make him open up while feeding him berries.
What is he, a Greek, a fucking Roman emperor? Just relaxing, being
Yeah.
fed grapes?
You know what? That's a better idea
oh
than
my
Most
imagining.
obsessed with money.
That's
Oh
a
my
little.
liege, open up about your backstory.
That's a little better than me thinking Hyala just holding a berry, being like, "Come on, Sensei, you want it? You want it? Come on, open up, come on."
No,
Here-
that would only
Here
work on
comes
my last
the
character.
airplane.
So, Nim asks, why don't you want to talk about your past?
Because I don't think everything needs to be talked about.
Why is that?
Read his mind.
I don't need a reason, and I especially don't need to give you one.
Is that why you drink all the time?
Ooh, cold. Ow.
The silence implies yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, we killed Samson.
You still
Don't
there?
ever-
What are you thinking?
Don't ever ask me that again. Like in the most cold shoulder tone he could ever give you.
At that, Frin just kind of like perks up and he's like, "What? Merrymaker doesn't want to share about his past?
Merrymaker doesn't want to make merry? Huh?
How does the shoe feel on the other foot? Merrymaker." Big fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
For the record, Hyala is strongly considering just like giving him some injuries and seeing if she can provoke the same reaction.
I was literally thinking, like, Hyala at some point just goes up to his arm and just one claw just.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, but also, yeah, Prin's just, you know, just goading Samson.
So, Nim, not understanding, she's like, is that an offensive thing to ask?
It is if the answer's yes.
I have nothing more to say here.
That Prin's gonna
Like,
continue his goading, just like, I never thought I'd see the day where Samson Merrymaker has no words. And just pure theatrical, just feigning it, just, woe is me.
Man, if Nim were an asshole, she'd cast Tech Thought.
At all of the prodding, all of like the smack talk,
Ooh, things gonna
Sam-
happen.
Samson's just going to give like the biggest sigh, just like he is not in the mood.
Now roll for berries.
Roll for berries!
We're doing both, remember?
I feel like you've sort of lost favor with him.
Well,
What can I roll for berries now that I know what they look like?
would that just be a perception? Because now you're just trying to perceive berries?
I guess. Can I like try to perceive real hard?
You can perceive with advantage now that you know what you're looking for. If you know
So-
what you're looking for, you will most likely get advantage on it.
Elmow.
So you spot a few more bushes of varying sizes. As you look at them more, you notice that all these bushes seem, quite, like, frail. They're not the healthiest looking of things, but you still get the feeling that this is just normal. Because all of any vegetation you've seen out in the savannah seems like it's pretty starved for water.
Wow. Whoever would have thought? Definitely not Samson.
Definitely not Samson. Samson would not think of such a thing.
Samson would not think of water.
Water is very abundant where Samson comes from.
Have you seen what happens when it rains, how fast things bloom in the desert?
You cut out at so many points there.
Have you seen how fast things bloom when it rains in the desert?
No, I don't live in the desert. I, in fact, live on an island.
A desert island.
It usually rains for very short bursts of time, for obvious reasons. So things bloom at the drop of a hat when it does start to rain. And this is a long-winded way of saying Nim's gonna water these.
Plants? You just go water all the plants?
Yeah,
In between watering the water bug, just water the plants.
and also pick the berries. How many berries?
Oh, you did that this morning, right?
Yeah, Nim does it every.
Okay. I don't know if you expect that when you pour some water on these bushes, they're just going to spring to life.
Oh no, it's just to
But,
water.
You're just you pour out water on the bush. The bush is now wet.
Cool. Picks the berries.
I know I should remember this. What is our berry number?
18.
It's currently 18. It
No,
was
I mean
20.
like the picking number. That was to find them. What is our
sleight
number
of
for
hand?
picking shit? Was it
Oh,
sleight
you
of
didn't
hand?
have me pick. You just gave me a number.
Oh, I thought that nature check was for it. Anyway, yeah, I guess sleight of hand. I'm only
Okay.
indecisive because it's like not that important. But hey, dice roll's a dice roll.
Hey, for you, it's not important.
Those berries are life.
For Samson, it's potentially new wine.
New one. To bury new emotions with.